guys, welcome back to Go Travel. Today we're going to be talking about Secrets The Vine, which is located in the Hotel Zone in Cancun. It's an all-inclusive, adults only, and we're going to be talking about some of the pros and cons. The food, the pools, the beach, the spa, the amenities, all of that great stuff. If this is your first time to the channel, be sure to check out some of the other videos. I do have a full walkthrough of Secrets The Vine. You can just watch and see what the hotel feels like, uninterrupted, minimal editing. Be sure to check that out. Okay, so let me start by saying that I think my wife and I kind of made a huge mistake. The reason I say that is because the only other adults only all-inclusive hotel that we've been to in Mexico in the past has been Secrets Arte. And so in our minds, we were kind of comparing everything to Secrets, lodging, the food, all of that kind of stuff, which is an unfair comparison because Secrets Arte is a very different type of vacation. I do have a lot of videos on this channel about that place. We love it. We still think it's the best place to go in Mexico as far as the places that we've been. But it's a very different kind of experience because Secrets Arte is located on like hundreds of acres. It's pretty easy to get lost when you're walking around. Versus Secrets is a much smaller footprint. I think you can make your way through the vast majority of the hotel in about 15, 20 minutes. So I definitely think that while we were there, things kind of felt a little more claustrophobic than what we're used to. But the other reason why I think it's an unfair comparison is basically just price. We went to Secrets Arte during the COVID. That was like the middle or the tail end of COVID. And so we had an amazing deal. 8 nights at Secrets Arte for about under $5,000 with flights included. This time when we went to Secrets, 7 nights, $3,700 with flights included. And obviously, like, prices have come up quite a bit. I know Secrets Arte for a fact charges about $8,000 to $9,000 these days to go for that same week. So that's going to be out of the budget for us for the foreseeable future. And so I'm trying to come into this video and talk about Secrets in the best possible light without having some of that there. It still might be there, so I apologize. All right, first, let's talk about the hotel. So it's really nice. It's really clean. As soon as you enter, you go up the stairs into the main lobby area. You get these like massive ceilings, which is really cool. Located in the lobby is a few restaurants as well as a coffee shop and the main buffet. I'll talk about restaurants and food later on in this video. But the hotel is everything you kind of would expect from a hotel experience. Like, we were located on the 17th floor. This is a very tall building. Although the floor numbers don't make much sense. You start in the lobby and then the next floor you get to is 6 somehow. I asked the staff about it. They weren't sure, but it was one of the tallest buildings in that area for sure. So this is the longest amount of time I think I've ever spent at the beach in recent memory. The hotel location is great. If you want to take a bus and go out into the city, you definitely can. If you want to do some sightseeing and go out to like Isla Mujeres and things like that, that's always an option. It's pretty close. It's about a 15-20 minute ride by bus from what I'm told. But the beach itself was super nice. Like, soft sand, beautifully blue, clear water. I think it really is the most amount of time I've spent in the ocean that I can remember, which is a good thing. They have loungers on the outside on the beach. You don't have to pay to reserve them. They are for hotel guests only, and they do have bar service if you're staying on the beach, like we did a few days when we did beach days. Now, one of the negatives to staying on the beach and being in a place like the Hotel Zone is it does get busy. So there's lots of people walking around from all of the different hotels. Like, we took a stroll on the beach a couple times as well. People are doing volleyball. There's kids running around. There's people selling, hawking souvenirs and things like that. So if you're trying to find something that's a little bit more private, this is probably not going to be the place for you. I'm just going to put that out there. And as far as pools go, so there's 3 main pools that are located when you walk outside. They're surrounded by a restaurant, 2 bars, and then there's another activity pool, you could say, as well as a bigger pool where people kind of hang out. I think most of the people stayed towards the front, kind of like where the beach area is. And pro tip, if you do want a seat by the pool in the shade, you got to get out there really early. So the thing about Secrets, it's a popular hotel. It gets crowded, obviously. And I remember on one morning I woke up, it was 6:55. I was in the morning, 6:55 in the morning. I was out by the pools, and the shady spot that's under this like walkway overhang was already taken. Like, who the heck is up at 6 in the morning reserving spots? And the more annoying thing about that is those spots that were taken, like they left like a thing of sunbathing cream and like glasses and like a coffee cup. Never got used that entire day. That was actually kind of annoying. We actually talked to the staff because I had a question. I was like, I don't think anybody's been here. I came in at 7 in the morning. It's 2 p.m. now. I haven't seen anybody there. And they basically said like, well, we can't touch people's personal items, which is fair. But I contemplated throwing their stuff in the water just because. Now, quick word on the staff. So the staff, the friendliest staff I have ever met at a hotel, especially in Mexico. So the entertainment folks, great. The people serving the food, great. The guys walking around serving drinks, amazing. Everybody there speaks some measure of English, which was awesome. And they're just really friendly. Like if you want to just like talk to them, ask them questions about the resort, about, what they do outside of this, or like how do they get this job, or what's pay like in Cancun, which is a question that I had. They're more than willing to answer. And honestly, they're like really nice about it. Sometimes they'll even share a little bit more information than what you may have asked for, but that's great. So around the pool area, there's also a lot of activities. They do tend to do things like bingo, guess the song. They do water aerobics, like a dance class, all of these things. It keeps people entertained because, again, this is a small kind of condensed footprint of a place. And if you're just staying there and not really going out to venture outside of the hotel, you might get a little bored or claustrophobic after a while. So the entertainment staff does a great job of keeping everybody engaged. There's multiple activities happening throughout the day if you're in the pool area. They even do water volleyball, which was great. I didn't get a chance to play because I was kind of like not trying to burn at that point of the day. But it is an option that is available. And again, you're not going to be bored if you participate in the activities, if you talk to the staff, if you hang out. I thought that was pretty impressive of them. And again, the entertainment staff themselves did an amazing job keeping everybody engaged and entertained. All right, let's talk about the room because this was kind of the highlight of our trip. So we booked our trip through Expedia, and I think I have like some kind of VIP, whatever status. I don't know, it keeps changing, so who can know these things? But as soon as we got to the hotel and we checked in, our room wasn't ready yet. We flew in, we had a red eye, so we flew in at like 7 in the morning. So obviously room's not gonna be ready, but it was available to us around noon. And what they ended up doing for us, they actually said that we could get a complimentary upgrade. I booked a junior suite and they upgraded us to a master suite. Now, what follows is mind blowing, to be honest. We were expecting maybe, slightly larger room, maybe a few more toiletries and things like that. What I did not expect was the biggest hotel room I have ever stayed in my entire life. Okay, when I say big, I'm talking apartment size, like huge. It was, I think, 1,100 square feet total. There's 2 bathrooms, there's a king bed, there's a little TV that kind of comes up out of the console, 2 living rooms, a dining table, a fold-out couch, all this stuff. Like, we didn't even use half of this stuff. And I'll be honest, like, this is an adults-only hotel, so there's, like, nobody's bringing kids with them. So what do you need that much space for? I mean, it's cool. Yeah, it's great to have, like, big open space, but honestly, we didn't use half of the things in the room just because I want to be outside in the sun, going out to eat, going to the beach, things like that. What do I need, 1,200 square feet for? Don't get me wrong. If you work at a hotel and you see me come by, I will gladly take the upgrade. I'm just wondering who books these kinds of massive rooms? Like, unless you have 2, maybe 3 families staying in this place, like, it's kind of a waste of space. Again, it's great, and I'm not going to complain. The balcony itself wrapped around the room, and floor to ceiling windows, so you get like amazing views. And the balcony wraps around, and I swear to you, you could do a party for like 30, 40 people just on the balcony. There's that much room. Like it's hard. So sometimes when you're filming videos, it's still not the same as if like you see it in person. Again, you can watch my walkthrough. I've done a walkthrough on Secrets The Vine. I don't think even that properly kind of translates as to just how big this place felt. Like, you could be alone with your spouse in like separate rooms. It's pretty cool. They even had this, another fun feature was they had this swivel around TV. So like there's 2 living rooms that have this like wall between them. So if you're sitting on the couch on one side and nobody's on the other, you could flip the TV around. So if you want to sit there and watch TV, I mean, I personally didn't because come on, we're on vacation. I don't need to watch TV. But if I wanted to move to the other side, I just flip the TV the other way and keep watching. It was fun little features like that I thought were pretty cool. Again, blown away by the room. All right, let's talk about my favorite topic, food. But first, let me talk a little bit about the restaurants. There's 8 sit-down restaurants that you can go to in this hotel. So starting from the beach and heading back, near the pool area, there's a bar and another bar, and then there's a restaurant that has some outdoor seating. During the day, they will also do some kind of cooking class. So like one day they had like a paella cooking class, so you can kind of sit and watch and then just get like fresh paella. Moving inside, you have the Market Cafe, which is sort of the main buffet for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can also obviously order room service and things like that from there. There is a lobby bar and a lobby coffee shop, and the coffee shop opens really early, and I was surprised. I went out there at like 7 in the morning. There was a line to the coffee shop. I don't know what these Americans are doing that early, but it is what it is. And of course, there's an Asian fusion restaurant called Dragons, a piano bar, which has a lot of the evening entertainment, things like, you know, DJs and singing and dancing and things like that. There's also a sports bar. I think I went inside once, but I'm not just gonna sit there by myself, so kind of like just left. But it is another sit down option for you. And when you go upstairs, there is 3 other restaurants up there. One of them is called Blue Water Grill. This is a steakhouse, and honestly, it was kind of our favorite place. We learned that I think on day 2 that was the place to go. Definitely go to Blue Water Grill if you go to Secrets. I think we ended up going there like 3 or 4 times after that, because for us, it was the best experience. There's also an Italian restaurant called Nebbiolo, which has obviously, you know, Italian dishes, and then they have like a salad bar. And then there's a restaurant that opens called Olio, which is outside, located on the 6th floor. That is a Mediterranean cuisine. It was okay. But that restaurant, actually, I should mention, is located in what's called like the Preferred Club. So if you have membership to Secrets The Vine, or sort of their family of hotels, you can get special access just for you. There's a pool up there. And during the day, they serve food and things like that just for the preferred guests. Now, personally, I probably would not pay for the Preferred Club access. The reason being, first of all, the pool is located much higher up, so you kind of have to like go in and out of the hotel if you wanted to go to the beach. So you're like sopping wet in your shorts, heading down in the elevator. It seemed to me like most of the water activities happen also in kind of the main area. I don't know if they do anything in the Preferred Club pool area, but it seems like most of the action just kind of happens in the main pool area, which is located right next to the beach. And apart from that, I don't really see the benefit of the Preferred Club. But I mean, if you have that status and you have that membership, like, let me know in the comments below, like, what you like about it. I'd definitely love to hear from you. So those are kind of the main restaurants. Now, I will say the places that serve dinner on the 6th floor, so Blue Water, Olio, and Nebbiolo, it's like smart casual, so definitely be sure to pack a pair of pants with you if you're a guy, and some like decent shoes, because they don't want people walking around in shorts and flip-flops into like a steakhouse, which is totally reasonable. Unfortunately for me, I didn't realize that the best restaurants at the place require pants, so I only brought 1 pair and I kind of wore them the entire time I was there. Thankfully, I had a nice pair of sandals that I could wear, so that was totally fine. Okay, so that's kind of the restaurant situation. Now let's talk about the food quality. So coming into this, I did a lot of kind of, asking people around, looking on TripAdvisor, things like that, about what the food situation is, and everybody talked about the food here is amazing, the food here is great. And so I kind of went into this, my wife and I, expecting kind of like expectations were kind of like up here. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say that, like personally speaking, I wouldn't say that this place was just fantastic food, great food, amazing food. I would say it's good enough, I guess. It's an all-inclusive, right? So it makes me wonder what food quality is like at those like cheap places, considering this, like, I wouldn't call this like the best food that I've had at an all-inclusive resort. Again, not trying to compare to Scret, but the food over there was markedly better. Like, again, not exceptional, like crazy whatever, but better. Secrets does a great job, especially at their steakhouse. Like, again, the steakhouse, great. Like, if you're going there, go to that place for dinner. You're not going to regret it. The Italian place was pretty good. Mediterranean was like, it was like underwhelming, and again, the thing that I would really appreciate, and I think like a lot of people probably would, going to these places, is like, I just want good Mexican cuisine. Like, I don't need, steakhouses and like fish places and all this stuff. Like, give me like good tacos, Like, can I get good tacos, good salsa and chips, guacamole? It was fine. It was fine. It wasn't the best. The restaurant that's located next to the pool area, again, they serve some of the more traditional Mexican dishes, although having had, authentic Mexican food in the past, their quesadillas there were like not great. And, quesadillas, there's not a lot of ingredients to it, so whatever. But they also have a walk-up grill located next to the pool. And this one, like, you can kind of tell this place is tailored to the American audience. Hot dogs, burgers, nachos. And the nachos, like, you kind of like have to make them yourself. It's the same chips that they use throughout the rest of the hotel. They weren't great. I'm not gonna lie. They were not the best. Okay, entertainment. So there's lots of DJs, there's lots of live music, there's dancing, a few dance performances. There was a magic show one night, the magic show was like, okay. There's enough to kind of keep you entertained in the evening, but I wouldn't say that there's so much to do there. So the piano bar is the one that's gonna be open really late. They do have a DJ I think at like 11 o'clock. They start kind of like a club, I guess, like a dance club. But the live music performances were great. The singers were fantastic. Like, they did a really good job like keeping up with the audience. I do feel like they sang a lot more American or British aimed music. So like you'd hear a lot of Queen, you'd hear a lot of the Beatles, things like that. And after a while, I kind of noticed that some of the songs that these different artists were kind of like singing, or these performers were singing, they were very similar. So it's almost like there's sort of, here's your playlist, because we have, a lot of British people, a lot of Americans like sing these songs because they're going to love it. I kind of wish that there were a few songs like Mexican songs or Latin songs. I wish there was more. I just kind of, I understand this is a place that's aimed towards tourists, but like, give me more local experience. Like, I don't, need to listen to the same songs that I can hear back home. Like, give me something else. Like, I want to experience it. And so the entertainment was good, but it's limited just because there's only like a few places that will actually do the entertainment in the evenings. One of the cool experiences we had was there was a guy who was playing a piano, and during that time they had two guys walking around with a bar cart making sort of specialty drinks. I think they do that only once or maybe twice a week. So we caught it on one of the nights. It was really good. Like, there was just like, they were making stuff that you can't get at the rest of the hotel. I don't know why. Like, I wish they did, honestly. Charge me a little bit more and then just give me access to that. This is like hibiscus tea and like all this other stuff. So there was enough, but I would say that, if you're staying here for more than like 7 nights, you're probably going to start feeling a little bit bored, maybe a little claustrophobic. At least that was my experience. So they also have a spa area, but this one is like you got to pay to go. So quick context, when we first arrived to the hotel, they have one of their people sit with you, and I think these are kind of like the salespeople who try to get you into memberships and things like that. He was super nice, by the way. He told me up front, he was like, look, this is a 90-minute presentation. Like, we say it's 90 minutes with, breakfast included to make it not feel as bad. But honestly, we'll eat breakfast and then we'll probably do 90 minutes of presentation anyways. If you're interested, I'll give you a $200 coupon. You can use that at the spa, or like if you want to do a private dinner experience, you can do that as well. But then, yeah, he never like pressured us, which is actually really nice, because I feel like some of these other places, as soon as, they know that, oh, you're here and you're from out of town, like, let me try to sell you this thing, and they keep trying to load you up. I've been through enough of these experiences, not just in Mexico, in Hawaii as well, that I would rather not. I would rather not sit through 2-3 hours. One time was a 3-hour presentation, and it was just kind of like a waste of my day. Like, I would rather pay to get that experience, like full price, than have to sit through 2-3 hours of somebody trying to sell me something that I'm not gonna buy. And instead, we paid for the spa full price. They were having some kind of deal. It was couples massage and couples hydrotherapy, 50 minutes for each session, so it was kind of like a 2-hour thing. We paid $300, and then with tax, I think it was like $330 total. I think it was worth it. Like, I think it was pretty good. The massage was nice, and then the hydrotherapy area, so they have, a few hot tubs. They have a sauna. They have a steam room. They have a cold plunge, which is pretty good. I kind of wish they opened it up just to like let everybody sort of in there, but at the same time, I realized, I think the next day, just how crowded Secrets can get. Like there's a lot of people here, right? Like there's not a ton of privacy. There's a lot of people there. So I can only imagine how packed the spa would have to be with everybody using it. So I totally get why you have to pay for it. It just makes sense. And that is it for Secrets The Vine Cancun. Now, if you've stayed at Secrets and your experience was way different from mine and you disagree or you agree with a lot of stuff, be sure to let me know in the comments below. If you have stayed at Secrets in the past and have stayed somewhere else and you like that place better, definitely let me know. I would love to check out a lot of these places. But again, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, fam.